mandated arrests of ICE officers who are operating with masks. As my position on that, I did not believe, well, first of all, it's being held up on a stipulated agreement in the federal courts. So we're waiting for some outcome from that to be able to see what the path forward will be there. As far as my position on it is that it would be detrimental to public safety in Los Angeles.
Excuse me.
We can't laugh? Is that what you're saying? Is that what you're saying? We can't laugh?
Excuse me, please.
I thought he told a joke.
Detrimental to public safety that is engaging with
And Brian Palacio still at large?
while they're doing their job. Excuse me,
Their
in the
job to
streets.
kidnap people and terrorize.
I don't feel safe as a woman.
I don't feel safe with Brian Palacio still at large.
And so
Ice out there.
I don't feel safe with McDonald's sitting in that.
Okay, just a moment. Sergeant Barnes, could you identify the person that keeps interrupting the scene?
You can start with me.
It's everybody.
You want to keep us all out? We're all upset.
Because we just got gas.
Okay, thank you. You may continue.
Who's in charge, him or you?
Detrimental to our safety. We're waiting on your response.
to have LAPD officers on duty responding and essentially trying to effect an arrest of another agency, armed federal agents, while they're performing their duties would be detrimental to public safety, for the officers, for the agents, for the public and the environment. The issue I don't believe, and I mentioned that I did not think it was well thought out. You have a situation where potentially that could be found unconstitutional relative to the impact on federal officers. State officers largely were exempt.
They're the
from
ones
law.
breaking the
And
Constitution.
then local officers are the ones that basically are subject to the law. And local officers, LAPD in particular, we do not mask up. So I'll wait to see what happens with the federal judge's decision on that.
That is not how the law
Thank
works.
you for your response. Okay, we're going to move on.
That you gonna let that go?
This man, Jim McDonald, on Thursday said that he's not going to enforce a law as a sitting police chief. And y'all are just okay with it. That's why every week I come here and say, we don't expect anything from you all. We don't expect anything from you all because you've made it clear that you're going to allow this man to do whatever he wants to do. No investigation into whether he's still giving license plate readers to information to ICE. No repercussions for him saying he's not going to abide by a state law. No repercussions for his officers who are continually brutalizing people, who are protesting against ICE. What else are people supposed to do when you won't even enforce a law that is supposed to protect them from ICE?
Right.
And you're mad that they're in the streets? You're mad that they're throwing things at the ICE officers? You're coming to their aid? You're talking about it's a bad idea for one armed agency to go after another armed agency, so LAPD only goes after people they think are unarmed? You know y'all are cowards for real. We know y'all are cowards for real. We know that. You don't have to tell us that. But you're damn sure prepared enough to go after unarmed protesters to beat them. You can enforce that law. You're a joke. And this commission is a joke. Rasha, ain't nobody, the peaceful protesters and the violent protesters, we're on the same page. Ain't no message been diluted. The message is fuck ICE, fuck the police.
Hell yeah. Let me start out by saying we don't trust you at all. We have been coming here for years. I've been arrested in this room twice. And part of the reason we don't trust you is because you seek to confine and constrict as opposed to being open to the public. That's what we come here for. Many of us get up and come here, and you used to fill the room with police. Now you fill the hallways with police. So we don't trust you. The other thing, I've been participating in protests for over 55 years. I've never participated and or planned an anti or violent demonstration. It's always been the police that make it violent. It's always been the law enforcement that shows up that makes it violent. You all would have been on the side of the people who dumped the tea. Or what would you told those people who dumped that tea in the Boston Harbor? You diluting your message? No, you can't tell us how to protest. That's the first thing. The second thing, you cannot say to us, we can only protest a certain way. And then finally, let me do this because I got 50 seconds left. And I want to make sure that there's enough room for everybody. We want to make sure first that you stop the cover up. Arrest Brian Palacio. Yeah. Prosecute him.
That's right.
Stop the character assassination of Keith Porter. That, you know, I do that all the time. And some of y'all have been letting me say for the past 12 years that Black Lives Matters. And thank y'all for correcting me. I want to take that second to do that. So and this is something I find contradictory. Do your job.
By the ridiculousness that you allowed the chief to speak without checking. I want to remind you that you are supposed to be the oversight guy. You're supposed to be the civilian voice. You're supposed to be the head of the LAPD. You're supposed to keep him in check. And instead, we hear you speak constantly about we as LAPD. You are not we. You are the oversight guy. You're supposed to be we. But you treat us just like they treat us, as if we are enemy combatants. As if you need to shut us down, shut us up, kick us out instead of listening. You're supposed to represent us. You allow this fool right here who's not looking, who's texting, who's being extremely disrespectful and white supremacist and sexist in his actions and his inactions, saying what laws he's going to enforce and not enforce. As Sheila said, the legislature is charged with making laws. The governor signed that law, and then that law is redoubled in LA County when the LA County Board of Supervisors also imposed a mask ban on ICE agents. Why? Because at least 30 agents have been identified as rapists and child rapists. At least 30. Because Brian Palacios, who should be arrested and charged for murdering Keith Porter, is a documented child abuser who couldn't, even if he were a civilian, get a gun because he has active restraining orders against him. And you all choose to protect him instead of protecting the people today. So I also want to lift up, you are arbitrarily choosing to shut down public comments. And until 2021, we were allowed to speak for as long as it took. And that's what you're supposed to be doing as a public position that stands for people, not sees themselves as an arm of LAPD. This is shameful, and you know that. You know that.
Bye, everybody.